the expression for the horizontal range. So R was equal to U multiplied by the time of flight, where U is the velocity in the horizontal direction, which remains constant. So these we have already got. Now we'll discuss the velocity of projectile at any instant. Okay, so velocity, there are at any time, there are two velocities under the effect of which the projectile is moving. So one velocity is horizontal, another one is vertical. Now the velocity at O or at time t is equal to 0. That is, the initial velocity in the x direction is u, and the initial velocity in the y direction is equal to 0. Now velocity at any time t is equal to t while the projectile is in flight. Suppose the projectile is at point P at any time t, then it will possess two velocities, one in the horizontal direction, one in the vertical direction. So at time t, the final velocity of the projectile, let us call it Vx in the x direction and Vy in the y direction. Let us say this point is P here, and Vx is the velocity along PA, and Vy is the velocity along PB at time t. So we can find out these final velocities at time t. So after time t, the final velocity, which is given by relation v is equal to u plus at. So we'll use this expression to find out the final velocity in the horizontal direction. Vx will become equal to ux ax into t. So where ux we already know is equal to 0, that is initial velocity as time t is equal to 0 is, it is u, and acceleration in the x direction is 0 because the velocity remains constant. So putting this value, Vx will become equal to u plus 0 will be equal to u. So velocity in the horizontal direction at time t at point P is u. Now velocity in the vertical direction. So final velocity in the vertical direction represented by Vy will be initial velocity in the y direction plus acceleration in the y direction into t, and the value of uy, that is the initial velocity at time t is equal to 0, we already know is 0, and acceleration in the vertical direction is g. So putting these values, 0 Vy will be equal to 0 plus g and t. So velocity at time t in the y direction is gt. So we got the velocities, two velocities, this is u and this is gt. Now we can find out the final velocity. The final velocity, we get the resultant of the two velocities.
सर म्यूट पे हुआ।
See that the resultant PD is given by PD square is equal to PB square plus BD square. Okay, so from this parallelogram, PD square plus BD square will give you, sorry, PB square plus BD square will give you PB square. So also we can say that this, because this BD is same as PA, so we can write down is equal to PB square plus PA square. Okay, so this is what we get, PD square is equal to PB square plus PA square. Now what is PB? PB is the velocity along y direction, that is vertical direction. PA is the velocity along horizontal direction, the final velocities. So let us put the values of these in this expression, and PD, let us assume, is velocity V, as we have mentioned here. So putting these values, so V square will be equal to PB square is GT square, that is G square T square, plus PA square is U square. So V will be equal to under root U square plus G square T square. So that is the final velocity of the projectile at time T, which is a resultant of the final velocities in the horizontal direction and the vertical direction. Now velocity is incomplete without the direction, that is the angle. Now let us find out the angle beta which the final velocity makes with the horizontal direction. So let us say this angle is beta. We want to find out this angle. Now from this triangle PAD, this is a 90 degree here. So PAB, right angle triangle, PAD, the perpendicular, that is AD divided by PA, the base, will give you tan beta. So tan beta is equal to perpendicular AD divided by PA. Now AD is same as PB, which is velocity Vy. So Vy divided by PA is Vx. So Vy divided by Vx is equal to GT divided by U. So this is equal to tan beta. So therefore beta we can get will be equal to tan inverse GT divided by U. So this is the direction of velocity and this is the magnitude of the velocity. So this is how we can get the final velocity at any time during the flight of the projectile. Angular projectile. Okay. Let us say the horizontal line on the ground is represented by OX and the vertical line which is perpendicular to ground is say OY. Okay, and we take this direction positive in the OY direction for position measurement. Okay, let us say initially the projectile is at point O at time t is equal to 0. It is at O and the position of the projectile at O is 0, 0. That is 0 in the horizontal direction and 0 in the vertical direction at time t is equal to 0. So x, y are, so let us say x0. So I'll write down here x0 is equal to 0, y0 is equal to 0. That is at time 0, the position in the horizontal direction is 0, in the vertical direction is 0. Now let us say the projectile is projected at an angle theta with the initial velocity u. So this is the direction of velocity of the projectile. So what will happen? The projectile will follow a path like this. It will go up to a certain height because of the gravity, acceleration due to gravity acting in the downward direction. The velocity will go on decreasing. So I'll make once again. So this is the direction u, and it goes like this. So this angle is theta. So velocity is making some angle theta with the vertical direction. So we can get the components of velocities. So we can get two components of velocities along x direction as well as along y direction. So along x direction, we get the component of velocity which is called u cos theta, and along y direction, u sin theta. So we get two components of velocities along x as well as along y direction. Along x direction, it is called u cos theta. Along y direction, it is called u sin theta. Okay, so what we have done is we have resolved the velocity u into two components along horizontal as well as along vertical direction. Okay, now this horizontal velocity u cos theta remains constant throughout the flight of the projectile, because if we neglect a resistance, because there is no acceleration in the horizontal direction, but u sin theta is changing uniformly, because in the vertical direction gravity is acting. So what happens? As the projectile goes up, the gravity, acceleration due to gravity is in the downward direction. The velocity is going in decreasing. At the height h, the velocity, vertical velocity u sin theta will become 0. So u sin theta will be 0 at h, but u cos theta will be same. That is, horizontal velocity will remain constant. So this is the highest point h, and beyond h the projectile moves with increasing velocity. So u sin theta goes on increasing because of the acceleration due to gravity acting in the downward direction. So therefore this point h is the highest point, and this ah is the maximum height of the projectile. Okay, so a maximum height is ah. Let us represent this by h. So this is how the projectile is in flight. Now after it touches at a point on the ground, after coming back, let us say at point B, then the distance of the origin to the distance at point B is called horizontal range, represented by r. So r is the horizontal range, which is the total horizontal distance traveled by the projectile from start O to finish B. Okay, now let us find out the path of the projectile, the type of path the projectile follows while flying from O to B. So path of the projectile. Now to guide the path of the projectile, we need to discuss motion of the projectile in horizontal direction as well as in vertical direction. So let us discuss motion in horizontal direction first. So in horizontal direction, the velocity initial, let us say ux, is equal to u cos theta. We have already got our initial velocity in the x direction. Ux is u cos theta, and the initial position x0 at time 0 is 0. and of say the acceleration acting is 0. Okay, now suppose the projectile is reached at point P after time t, and the coordinates are x and y. That means it has traveled the distance x in the horizontal direction and distance y in the vertical direction. So this point is P. So distance x after the projectile reaches at point P at time t, it has traveled x distance in the horizontal direction and y distance along vertical direction. So let us find out these positions x and y. So motion of projectile in horizontal direction. So x is the final position at time t. So t is the time period, that is time taken by the projectile to reach at point P, which is at distance x. So now let us find out x. X is equal to x naught, the initial position at time 0, plus uxt plus half ax t square. And the value of this is 0, and ux is u cos theta into t plus half. Now ax is 0, so will become 0. So what we'll get is u cos theta into t is equal to x. So from this, time will be equal to x divided by u cos theta. So we get this expression. Now discuss the motion along y direction. Or vertical direction. So final position in the vertical direction is y. We'll find out initial position is 0. Time taken is t. Acceleration in the y direction is, because the projectile is at
G.
point P, it is moving up. Gravity is acting downwards. So acceleration will be negative minus g. So acceleration in the vertical direction is minus g. And so y is given by y0 plus uy t plus half ay t square. Now what is uy? We already know. It is the velocity in the vertical direction, which is given by u sine theta into t plus half ay is minus g into t square. So we have put the value of uy equal to u sine theta. So what we get is u sine theta into t plus, or rather minus, half gt square is equal to y. Now let us put the value of t from here in this relation. So I'll use this portion, this we have already discussed. So putting the value of t in this, y will be equal to u sine theta, and t is x upon u cos theta minus 1 by 2 g, and t square, x square upon u square cos square theta. So this will become u tan theta into x minus 1 by 2 g 1 by 2 u square cos square theta g into x square. So this is the final expression. Now this term is constant. So this is again a relation for a parabola. So this represents the parabolic path. This relation, this equation gives the is the equation of a parabola. So therefore, the path of a projectile is parabolic path. And sorry, the u will cancel here. So it will be only x tan theta. And the value of tan theta is constant. So L into x minus kx square. Now we'll discuss the time of flight. Let us say it is capital T. So time of flight of the projectile is the total time for which the projectile is in air. तो जितना टाइम प्रोजेक्टाइल फ्लाइट में रहता है, एयर में रहता है, ग्राउंड को टच करने से पहले और प्रोजेक्ट होने के बाद, उसको हम बोलते हैं टाइम ऑफ फ्लाइट. Now this time is of, we can divide this time into two parts. One is when the projectile is moving up to a maximum height, and then from maximum height it goes to the ground, and the path followed from O to origin to maximum height is symmetrical to the path followed from H to P. So symmetrical path, and the time also taken is equal. Let us say the time taken by the projectile to go up to height H is called the time of ascent. When the projectile is moving in the upward direction, and it is ascending up to from O to H. Let us say this time is T. Then from H to B, time of descent, that is H to B, the time is equal. So from O to H, time of ascent, from H to B, time of descent, time in both cases equals a small t and small t. So therefore total height will be equal to t plus t, total time, that is 2 small t. So time of ascent and time of descent. Because the motion of the projectile is symmetrical in case of O to H as well as H to B. Now we know at the highest point, the final velocity after time t of the projectile, Vy will be 0. Uy, that is the initial velocity in the vertical direction, is u sine theta, and after time t, the velocity will become 0. We know initially the velocity is u sine theta, but at the height h, the velocity becomes 0. So u final velocity becomes Vy, which is equal to 0. And acceleration in the y direction is minus g, because it is going up and gravity acting downwards. So Vy is equal to uy plus ayt, using the first equation of motion. So put the values. 0 is equal to u sine theta plus, or rather minus gt. So from this we can get the value of t. Bring on the other side. So gt is equal to u sine theta. So this implies t is equal to u sine theta divided by g. Now the value of t is equal to capital T by 2 from here. So put the value of it is T by 2 is equal to U sine theta divided by G. So that means T will be equal to twice U sine theta divided by G. So this is the expression for time of flight. That is the total time taken by the projectile in moving from the point of origin to the point where it touches the ground at point B. Now we shall discuss the maximum height. How much height has the projectile attained? Maximum height that the projectile attains. So it is the maximum height attained by the projectile above the point of projection during its flight. And it is as we have represented it with the help of a letter small h. So let us find out the expression for the maximum height of the projectile. So it is small h. Now to understand, to get the expression, we need to understand, rather we need to discuss the motion of the projectile in the vertical direction. So motion along vertical direction, that is from O to H. So initial velocity in the vertical direction, Uy is U sine theta. Acceleration in the vertical direction is minus g because projectile is going up. And the final time taken to reach the multiple, the maximum height is T is equal to small capital T by 2. And the initial position is at time 0 is y0, y0 is equal to 0. And the final position is y at time after time t. And the final position is actually h at height h. So once again, to discuss the motion from O to H, initial velocity is u sine theta, acceleration is minus g, time taken in reaching from O to H is small t, which is capital T by 2. Initial position in the vertical direction is y0 is 0. Final position is height h because it has gone up through height h. So therefore y is equal to y0 plus uyt plus half ayt square. So let us use this expression to find the value of h. So put it here, y is equal to h, y0 is equal to 0, uy is equal to u sine theta into t plus half minus g into t square. Now, if you remember, the time in going from O to H is time of ascent, which we have already found. In this expression, t is equal to u sine theta divided by g, that is half time period. So we'll put this value of t in this relation. Because we already know the time taken by the projectile to reach the maximum height. So h will be equal to 0 plus u sine theta into t. The t is equal to u sine theta divided by g minus g by 2 and t square u square sine square theta divided by g square. So we have put the value of t here. So what we get is u square sine square theta upon g, multiplying these two, minus g. This g will cancel with this. So what we get is 1 by 2 u square sine square theta divided by g. So this minus this will give us half u square sine square theta divided by g. That is the maximum height attained by the projectile at point H. It is given by half u squared sine square theta divided by g. Now the maximum horizontal range. So horizontal range we already know. We have discussed in the previous derivation also, represented by r, which is the distance from point O to point B. So this is horizontal direction. In the horizontal direction, so we'll discuss the motion of the projectile in the horizontal direction. So horizontal velocity initial as well as final, because velocity remains constant, is u cos theta, and the time taken in reaching from O to B is equal to capital T, which is equal to twice u sine theta divided by g. This we have already got. So the distance traveled, say x, will be equal to r. So let us find out r. So x we can get is equal to u into t. So that is how we find out the s, or rather I'll use s equal to v into t. Okay. Velocity into time gives you displacement. So using this expression, because the velocity in this case is zero, acceleration is, so velocity in this case is constant, but the acceleration is zero. So therefore r will be equal to u v u cos theta into t is 2u sine theta divided by g. So this is the constant velocity and this is the time taken twice. So we can say that u square into 2 sine theta cos theta divided by g. And this 2 sine theta cos theta is equal to u square sine 2 theta divided by g. So that is r. So r is equal to u square sine 2 theta divided by g is the expression for the horizontal range. So once again, my maximum horizontal range ux and vx, final velocity